Were found back on February 10, 2021. She was 45 years old. Her case is the subject of tonight's KC Unsolved.
When Clay County investigators found Alesha Reade's body through a thicket of brush out here down a creek bed, they didn't know who it was. They eventually found her remains scattered in 3 different locations across miles. That in itself haunts her family and the detectives who saw the aftermath firsthand.
Love you, my favorite sister in the entire world. You're beautiful, I love you.
She didn't deserve to have her life taken like that. We didn't deserve with what we're left with.
What Alesha's sister, Carrie, and sister-in-law, Melissa, were left with was a death certificate they can't unsee.
Dismemberment and assault by others/others. That's what her death certificate said.
Alesha was 45, Carrie's little sister.
I used to be the one to protect her as we got older. She was protective of me because of her living on the streets and just living the life that she lived.
Carrie now replays voicemails that remind her of Alesha's sweet and loving spirit.
Happy Mother's Day, I love you, sissy.
Alesha never got to see her son get accepted to law school.
I think she'd be excited to know that.
Yeah, she'd be proud.
She has grandchildren who barely got to know her.
She meant so much to me.
This is the Alesha's case file right here.
9 thick binders with more than 15 search warrants, more than 25 phone orders, and hundreds of follow-up reports.
314 plus supplemental reports.
Sergeant Chris Johnson supervises the Criminal Investigation Unit for the Clay County Sheriff's Office. That night, he was the first investigator on scene.
I remember it vividly. I remember where I was driving to when I got the call.
A person who was out walking saw what they thought was remains. When Johnson got a closer look, it was clear they were human and hadn't been there long.
I know what her condition was, you know, and how she was left. And nobody should ever have to be treated that way.
It was dark out there in the country.
We worked that evening with the aid of flashlights.
They put out a metro-wide call for missing persons reports, then went back the next day and the next. It was bitter cold as they worked 16-hour days, expanding to 3 square miles of evidence collection. On day 2, they found a missing persons report from Independence, a woman last seen at this gas station. The remains they found had a tattoo. Alesha's family confirmed that's her. They checked surveillance at the gas station. She was there 1 day before her remains were found. Her face and her voice in the video revealed fear.
I don't know that I'll ever get that voice out of my head.
Investigators have a solid idea of what happened that night, but they need someone who knows for sure to bring it full circle. Johnson knows he'll always have open cases, but this one, it's like an open wound.
1,148 days since this occurred. They think they got away with it, but I want them to know that they haven't got away with it.
Just imagine yourself in our situation and how horrible it is to live with. We want answers and we want justice so we can put it behind us.
For KC Unsolved, Betsy Webster, KCTV5 News.
The standard tips hotline reward for Clay County is $2,000, but Alesha's family has added to it, bringing it up to $7,000. Tips to the hotline are anonymous. You can also submit tips online by scanning the QR code.